the new year. And with the new year, you know what that means. It means everybody has New Year resolutions. Everybody has New Year goals written down somewhere or in their mind whatsoever. Everybody has this thing. So new year, new me. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna die. Oh, I've shifted. Oh, I'm different. Blah, 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 blah. And guys, guess what? By the end of the year, by December 31st, somehow, we either revert to where we were. We're either worse or nothing changes at all. Now, why is that? Let's talk about it right here at Moments of FA, where we talk about love, life, and God. Now, I don't know about you, but I am super pumped about today's video because for two things. Number one, this is the very first video that is released for our 2025 journey together. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and subscribe if yet to do so. Go ahead and click the notification button so you do not miss any video that is released every single Friday right here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And while you're doing that, can I get some loves and some likes? Give me some thumbs up as well in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from. And number two, I want to hear from you. I really want to hear from you. What does that mean? It means, like I said, this channel is dedicated to all things love, life, and God. But I want to give you something that you're interested in seeing, something you're interested in talking about. So please, if you have anything, any topic you want me to discuss in those three areas, put in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Let's just be open. Let this be a community, okay? Can we do that? Great. Now back to today's video. For the longest, I was the type of person who, and I actually can say I still am in a way. I attended goal setting workshop every single year. Matter of fact, I even hosted some for a few years. And if you check my page, you will see the goal setting workshops there. And there's nothing wrong with doing any of those. There's nothing wrong with attending workshops. There's nothing wrong with writing goals. In fact, we ought to do so. The issue is for me, and I don't know if you can relate, for me, my biggest accomplishment when I look back through those years was that I sat down and wrote the goals. Because either after writing them, I never went back and looked at it, or I forgot about it somehow. And by the time the year, is ending, then I sober up and I'm trying to rush. And then I look at it, I'm like, God, I thought I prayed about my year. What's happening? And it's like, even though the year passed, I'm still in the same, you know what I mean? It's like the only thing that changed was time. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. In the last year or so, I had a light bulb moment. Ding, 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 ding. Something clicked. And I want to share with you guys what has been a tremendous shift in my life. Listen, I know someone out there is related, can relate. I have so many goals, so many things I want to accomplish. Whether it's this year, 5 years, 12 years, I have so many things I want to accomplish. In my mind, I can be writing this stuff, and I can be thinking, I'm like, oh, I can do this, and I can do that, and by the time I look, nothing is done. And that's what happens to a lot of people. In fact, do you know every single year, about half of America, we have how many million people? I don't really know, but about half of Americans, what do? They make New Year resolutions every single year. Now, this is a global community. I don't know too much about the other places, but I can only speak for what I know. And this is half of Americans, according to a study done by Columbia University. Out of half of those people, 25% of them actually stay committed after 30 days. What? Yeah, after 30 days. That means by the end of January, y'all, some of you watching this, you may not even remember what you wrote down. You may not even, you be like, nah, I'm not going to the gym anymore. I'm done. It's too cold. I'm tired. This and this and that, and this and this and that. You know what I'm talking about, right? And out of those 25%, only 10% actually accomplish what they said they would. Ain't that a shocker? That is such a shocker. At the same time, it really isn't. You know why? Because just because the new year has started doesn't mean you became a different person. It doesn't mean you're a new person. It doesn't mean your mentality just changed like that. It doesn't mean you just have this new habit. It doesn't mean that. It's something that is slowly but surely you can work to, but just because the clock changes doesn't mean you're a different person. So I was the type of person, every year I'll write goals. Literally, if you look at my phone, I have 2021 goals, 2022, 2023. And I found myself that I was repeating the same thing over and over again, or it was just so much that I became so overwhelmed and I ended up not doing any of them at all. I remember I sat in, this was like about 5 years ago. I sat down during a church service and I was talking to one of the brothers in church. And I said, my problem is that I have too many ideas, amazing, great ideas. However, I don't know where to start. I'm literally everywhere. Today, I want to start, like right now, one of the things I want to do is to start a transportation business. Today I'm there. Then tomorrow I want to do computer. Then tomorrow I want to do a library. Tomorrow, then next time I want to do this and this and this and this. I end up doing nothing. So I was talking to him in service, which we shouldn't have done, but it was a lifesaver for me. So I'm glad we still did it. And I don't know how the conversation started, but I was like, hey, I have so many great ideas and I know these things are going to happen, but for some reason, I just can't seem to start with something. And I still struggle with that today, but it's gotten way better. And then he said something. He said, this is book that I got. I want you to go ahead and get this book, read it, and then it'll help you. And that book is called The One Thing. The One Thing. The One Thing, The Surprisingly Simple Truth Behind Extraordinary Results by Gary Keller with Jay Papasan. This book. Ladies and gentlemen, I have this book, and I'm gonna snitch on myself, for 5 whole years on my bookshelf for 5 whole years, and I never touched it. I never touched it. Then I was sitting down with my same old routine that I normally do, and I was thinking about, it's a new year coming up. What do I do? Oh, let me go ahead and do my SMART goals, my specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, it's time bound. Let me make sure I write in at least in my circle of life, at least the 7 to 8 areas of life, relationship, networking, fun, and health, and career. Let me go ahead and do, and I was doing all those things. And I literally, it's like something just happened where I was knocked. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it stopped me as I was right. It stopped me. And I went and I was like, what is going on? And I sat down, just like the prodigal son. I can never say that word, prodigal, but you know what I'm talking about. I sat to myself and I thought, F.A., you've been writing goals every single year for as long as you can remember. You've been attending goal setting workshop. You've been taught in church to write goals. You've been hosting goal setting workshop. In fact, you've been teaching people to write goals and so forth. What has that done for you? What results has that done? How have you improved from doing so? It's amazing to write goals. You're part of the 3% who actually do write their goals, because a lot of people don't. You're part of the 3% who do, but it just stopped there for you. Nothing else came out of writing the goals. It's like all the brain juice. It's like you spend so much time writing goals. You're like, oh, I finally did it. I'm good. And that was it. So what will make 2025 different for you? What will make 2024 different? What will make 2023 different? What will make 2025 different from all the previous years? I'm not saying this is me literally talking to myself like in third person. I was literally voicing it out. That's how I talk to myself sometimes when I need to wake up. I was like, I'm not saying that you should throw away your ambitions, throw away your goals, throw away your desires, but baby, you gotta calm down and choose something and run with it and do it and accomplish those things first. Look at Amazon. What do we know Jeff Bezos for? Amazon. But guess what? He has so many other things that Amazon has birthed. He focused on one thing and now he's able to do stuff. There's e-commerce, there's Amazon has, so many stuff. I can't, but you know what I'm trying to say. What is Elon known for? Tesla, right? But guess what? Out of Tesla, not just Tesla, but you know what I'm saying. He has other things that's come out of it, but he started with just one thing, and that one thing gave birth to other stuff. So you have all these things written down on this paper. You have all these things throughout the years. Now look at it. What did you accomplish? You started with this, but you never finished. You started with this, you never finished. And then I said to myself, Esther, you are everywhere, but nowhere at the same time. You are doing everything, yet doing nothing at the same time. So if you want 2025 to be different for you, you've just got to do one thing. So me, I'm a type of person, I know myself. I'm like, I cannot do one thing. I have to multitask. I don't know how to do one thing alone. I don't know how, if I'm reading, like I just can't read. I can read, but I also have, oh, let me take a picture of this. Let me post on social media. Let me, you know what I'm saying? If I am, I have to do multiple things. So I feel like I'm doing multiple things. I'm being productive. I feel like and that's what a lot of us have issues. And that's why we never accomplish so many things. And I had to come to myself and talk to myself. So I read this book and I said, what is the one thing that I'm gonna do for 2025 that will make 2025 my best year yet? Not just in saying, but in action, in reality. Like even when other people look at me, they're like, yo, something's different. So I was like, okay, all my goals after reading this book, I still write, don't misunderstand me, I still write my goals like I used to. I still have the 7 areas of my life that I write goals in, you know, your social, your health, your career or education and so forth. I still write these things down. After I write everything, I still dream big on paper. This is why I always tell people dream big on paper. By the way, definitely check my goal setting workshop and it's gonna explain everything. And I'm gonna tie it to this video so you can know exactly what to do so you can produce fruits like it's been doing for me. So I wrote all my goals down that I wanted to achieve by December 31st, 2025. Then after looking at it, I said, Efe, out of all these things, find a way to condense what you've just written, smaller and smaller, make it smaller and smaller and smaller. What is one thing that you can do? And I love that what this book said. What is this one thing that you can do that will make everything else either unnecessary or easy to do? Are you understanding? What is one thing that you can do right now that will either make everything else that you need to do either unnecessary or easier to do? So what did I do? I broke down everything that I had on my paper and I brought it down to 4 things. And I said, this year, I'm gonna focus on 4 things. I'm gonna focus on this and this and this and this. And then after looking at the list, I said, that is too much. The book said, the one thing, the surprisingly simple truth behind extraordinary results. One thing. So I said, oh my goodness, you know you can't, this is too much, because I literally had 2 pages, okay? I was like, this is too much. How can I condense it to one thing? So I got it to 3. And I discussed it with my best friend. And they were like, that's not what the book said, one thing. And I just did it to 2. And then finally, I got it to that 1. And when I look at that one thing, I realized that out of that one thing, every other thing that I needed to do, if I only do this one thing, automatically, those other things will be easier done, will be much easier to do, or they will actually start doing themselves just by focusing on that one thing. Then out of this book, there's this phrase that they coined, and I'm gonna read it because I have it on my to-do stuff. So what I do, like I said, I still do write my goals, and one of the things I do is I break down literally every single thing I'm supposed to do on a Sunday, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. So I do know my daily 5s. And like I said, you will know more about all of this if you watch the goal setting workshop. So I do all of that. But it's all catered to that one thing. And I wrote down, I said, until I do such and such, everything else is a distraction. Until you do, based on, when you break down your stuff to your daily 5s, until you do this one thing, everything is a distraction. Maybe for you, your one thing is that you want to get your health together. Until I go to the gym, everything else is a distraction. Until I go to the gym, I work out, so on and so forth. Until whatever it is, everything else is a distraction. So I wanted to share this with you because it has been a tremendous game changer for me. A tremendous game changer for me. Instead of you having so many things and just leaving it on the paper like that, go ahead and start condensing. And that's what I teach when I do the goal setting workshop. And when I look back at it, I was teaching these things without actually knowing them, without actually realizing that's what I was doing. So the thing I'm doing today, I was doing it back then, but it didn't merge well with it didn't really, how would I say? I wasn't doing it consciously. It was unconsciously done without understanding. That's the better word of saying it. I was doing it without understanding. So now I have a better understanding and I can be intentional about it. So go ahead and watch the goal setting workshops. If you're here, you would like for me to, do a goal setting one-on-one with you, I would love to do that. And then I'll go ahead and tie what I'm talking about today with what I've been talking about together to actually produce results for you for 2025. So if you're here and you're interested in that, please let me know in the comment section. I'm more than willing to do that with you. So like I said, just go ahead, write down your goals and so forth like you've always done, and then look at it, begin to analyze, out of all these things, what is it that you can do now that will either make everything else easier or make it unnecessary? Does that make sense? So in 2025, rather than you being everywhere, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, or what? Write those things down. The ideas that come to mind, please do not disregard those ideas. Write them down, but focus on the one thing that will make everything else easier or unnecessary. Because remember, until you do this one thing, whatever it is for that week, for that day, for that month, until you do this one thing, everything else is a distraction. So that has been a big game changer for me. And let me tell you, I'm getting results, okay? Because of doing that, I'm able to think clearly. I'm able to have peace. I'm able to not be frustrated so much because I was everywhere, like I said, everywhere but nowhere, and I wasn't accomplishing what I wanted to. And even though I would check some things off my goal list and everything like that, because I didn't check every single thing off my box, I felt bad. I'd be like, oh my goodness, I didn't do everything I said I was gonna do for the year. Oh this, oh that. But when you focus on just on one thing, your energy is there. Your time is there, your focus is there, you're intentional, you're disciplined about it. Trust and believe, you sleep like a baby, okay? So that's it, the one thing. This is the game changer. This makes this to make sense, okay? This makes this make sense. This make sense. This makes this make sense. So I hope you're able to do that. Comment if you, listen, I'm all about having accountability partners. I'm all about helping, supporting people. So if you're free, you're comfortable doing so, comment, hey, my one thing for the month of January is this. My one thing for the month of February is this. My one thing for the year, maybe that's what you want to focus on for a whole year. Your one thing is this. But remember, the main focus is your one thing makes everything else that you have planned either unnecessary or easily done, okay? All right, I hope you like this video because listen, we have an amazing journey to go on for 2025. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna laugh, you might cry, you're gonna learn, you're gonna be like, yo, Effie, what are you talking about? This page, this channel is dedicated to all things love, life, and God. It's dedicated for you to grow in your faith, for you to grow, as a person, myself as well, for me to share my journey with you all in hopes to help you, in hopes to, because we all need someone that we can at least relate, say, I can relate to that. If this person can do this, so can I. This person's, you know what I mean? It's a community, it's a family. So if you have anything that you want us to discuss, anything you want to talk about whatsoever, be sure to put in the comment section. Don't forget to follow, don't forget to subscribe. Look in the description, you also see my social media handles. Go follow me, that's where you get the really not so glammed of the real time, the BTS and all that stuff. You'll be able to get that there. So go ahead and make sure you follow my various social media handles. Until then, that's all I have for you for today on Moments of Effie. We'll talk about love, life, and God. I'll see you in our next video.